Good day, you beautiful people. Welcome to LAZADA's Tech, where we do tech in your life in style. We're shooting with the Osmo Pocket 3 today, and we're going on a road trip. Now, the plan: go on a fun road trip and test out some tech. Not only am I taking you guys with me on this travel vlog, I'm also going to be talking about the tech that have been my current favorites. Also, the tech I packed that would be perfect for weekend trips like this. First up, I'm shooting with the Osmo Pocket 3, which is, again, what I'm recording this whole A-roll with right now. Like I said on my first video on this camera, I was pretty impressed with the features and my initial test shots. So I wanted to test it out even further in a scenario that most people would probably want to get this camera for, and that's for trips like this. And as you may have noticed, I am vlogging inside a car. This is the Chevy Trax, and we'll also be talking about our driving experience with this a little later. But I will say that we did cover Metro Manila to Baguio with this yesterday. That's 200 plus kilometers, and of course that includes some pretty steep terrain. This car had no problem with that whatsoever. We also still have a way to go because this trip ends at the beach. I'll also say that this is a very comfortable vehicle. We get so much leg room, not only in the front seats but also in the passenger seats, which also means more room for our stuff, though we do have enough trunk space in the back. Special shout out on the automatic trunk doors because that makes loading everything so easy. Now that I'm done being a passenger princess, I'm gonna be like the star of this vlog. So I didn't actually drive yet, but I'm sitting behind the wheel because, you know, he's gonna be shooting my photos. Oh, but also, I mean, look at the camera gear. What are you shooting with?
It's a Fuji X-T3 with a 1680, so not the 16.
How many lenses did you bring?
Shh.
Last night we arrived in Baguio City and walked around a little bit. It's a long weekend, so there was definitely a crowd. We got our stuff together because, as you can imagine, we had a lot of gear.
Best travel wallet.
What's that? It's a bag.
It's a travel wallet.
And the Chevy Trax had more than enough space. My contacts are here. And my phone. I left it in here. For this trip, I wanted to shoot video with the Osmo Pocket, but for photos, I wanted to spruce it up a little bit by using my cute new pink film camera. This is the Kodak Ektar H35N, a sequel to the very popular and very viral Kodak H35N. This is a double exposure camera, so that means you get more shots in one film, perfect for people like me who are just dipping their toes into film photography. I used this camera throughout our first day in Baguio, and it was somehow exciting and a little liberating that I had to wait to see the photos I took. These samples are from my first ever roll, a Kodak Portra 400. Of course, I opted to have the photos developed side by side for effect, but that was a stylistic choice on my part. Now, I will admit I did screw up a bunch of shots, but it's all good. It's part of the film process. We're doing it for the plot, and ultimately what's important was that I felt that I was able to capture a lot of good memories from this trip on film. What's in my tiny little bag? First off, I have the DJI mic. And actually, let me show you the sound difference when the mic is connected. And now, this is what that sounds like with the mic. And of course, you get that little magnet thing which allows you to mount things. Someone is blending a fruit juice. So if you can hear me, this means the mic is pretty good. Oh, so I double tap the screen and now active track is enabled. What's next? Z Flip 5. I also have an iPhone in here. I also have the Instax Pal in here. I also have lip balm. And of course, my other pink camera. Basically fit 2 phones and 2 cameras in this. Actually, what I love about the instant mic and gimbal camera connection is that it will allow me to do stand-uppers in random places because it's such a tiny thing and it's already a gimbal, and the wireless mic automatically connects to the gimbal. So I was gonna do the walkthrough with the mic. Unfortunately, I didn't charge. But this is still how you can do the follow-through shots. Anyway, my point is, this thing can be recharged by a power bank, except we also don't have a power bank.
We have.
Oh, wait, we have a power bank. We didn't charge the power bank. We'll try it later. Okay, so that last shot was a follow, tracking, walking shot, meaning I active tracked TJ's head and then followed him throughout the area. And let me show you that this is where we walked through. And so my point in saying that is that even if I wasn't looking at the screen and my actual shot, the camera made sure to follow my subject and I could pay attention to the steps I was taking, like literal steps, to make sure that I didn't like fall on my face as I was shooting that follow through shot. The next day was a heavy drive day, but not before we did some last stopovers. Gas station right now, and the guy at the gas station literally went like, "You have a nice car." Wow, that was a full tank. On our way to La Union now, and we're taking a short little break. First of all, I know that the Osmo Pocket 3 is very fast charging, and mid-shoot I've actually charged it with a power bank before, and that did really well for me, but I didn't realize that you could also use the mic while plugged in. So actually this mic is plugged into the car right now, and I can still record, so I love that for me. But also really quickly, let's talk about the wearables that I chose to bring on this trip. First up, we have the Ultra Human Ring. It's pretty cool because this thing is a health, fitness, sleep tracker. I've been using it for the last few weeks, and it looks pretty in gold. Just like jewelry, I feel like it matches my arm stack. But more importantly, on trips like this, I hate bringing extra chargers, and this thing has around 5 days of battery, and that just means I'm chilling while I get all the info I need for my health tracking. Doesn't mean my sleep gets any better, but it means I know that my sleep has been bad. In the smartwatch area, I have the Withings Scanwatch 2, which if you're not new here, you know I've raved about the Withings Scanwatch 1. This is the newer version, and I will say that I love these hybrid watches because the battery on these just lasts for so long. I'm actually unsure of how long the battery on this will last me, but my last Scanwatch did like a week, 2 weeks. And finally, if we're friends over at Instagram, you'd know that I am currently in love with this piece of tech. I have the Rayban Meta glasses. And as you guys know, this thing has a camera on it, this thing has speakers, you connect it to your phone. Most importantly, it protects you from the sun and it looks amazing. Anyway, I think we should go. Time for the beach. We arrived at La Union the next day, and I gotta say there were no issues driving from Manila to Baguio, which was around 250 kilometers, and it was a mountainous drive, and then to La Union, which is around another 70 kilometers. And we're finally at the beach. Let me show you. Since we screwed up that whole part of me wanting to demo doing A-roll with this camera because of the remote mic, I'm gonna do that, use this car as a tripod, and show you just how well this thing does, because now I am walking and talking and doing my A-roll, and really the camera's still on the car. That's honestly quite amazing. And also look at this view. At the beach, I decided to shoot with the Instax Pals, which is this cute little thing. Yes, this is a camera. I just love how tiny and handy this is. You can just bring it anywhere and shoot away. thing also connects to the Instax printer, so that means you can take only this tiny thing to a trip and, for example, come back home and print those Instax memories. Of course, it's obviously not gonna be the best quality photos, but honestly, these are great enough, and I just love how I'm able to get digital copies right then and there when I connect it to my phone, but also have the option for Instax copies when I get home. So the Chevy Trax is such a nice, light, comfortable drive. It's perfect for city driving like this, but it's also very capable for your weekend adventures, just like we did. It's a crossover after all, so it's the perfect blend. It's a perfect in-between a sleek city car or that rugged adventure vehicle. So this is us after that weekend adventure. This is around 650 kilometers plus with the Chevy Trax. I'm gonna show you guys, do a quick tour of the vehicle, and this is uncut. This is not the fancy schmancy clean showroom experience. This is literally an in-use car, and I wanted to point out my favorite stuff from the interiors. So first of all, I really like the black and white type of thing going on here. Passenger seat, very spacious. You have a cup holder here, and then glove compartment. I have cup holder 1 and I have cup holder 2. So for the girlies who need their water and their coffee, you're good to go. But this is my favorite. It's sort of like a money slot. I use it for all the receipts. God knows I keep all my receipts. And this big bag of cash and biogesic. We need it for the trip. Of course, I have my phone plugged in because this thing has Android Auto. All the things, all the apps. You can have like a split screen that'll give you your direction, your music. You can switch to Spotify. You can switch to your like Google Assistant. So you also have, let me demonstrate, wireless charging on here. We love that. And then of course, steering wheel, all your different buttons. So I didn't drive that whole 650 kilometers, but I did drive a lot, okay? I did. You have your key fob, and wait, before anything else, one of my favorite things is how this is automatic. So easy. Look at the space in here. And with the press of a button, you're good. Even in the back seat, there's so much space for your stuff. And let's be honest, this is how you keep your stuff too. The trunk is empty, but that's how it goes. Up fronty front, you have buttons to adjust your car seat. Really nice. You also have your side panel controls on here. You have your nice big dash and the infotainment screen all up here. You guys get the idea of how it generally is. I forgot to say, there's actually a sunroof, which we were enjoying the whole time we were on the road. And that was our little tech-powered weekend road trip with the Chevy Trax. This was a fun one for me and I hope you enjoyed. I know it's not necessarily the type of videos you'd see on my channel, but coming into 2024, I wanted to share more personal experiences on how I use my tech on a daily basis. And I also sort of wanted to reflect on the tech that we use to capture stuff in every day. In today's time, we have access to some of the most powerful smartphone cameras, and that's amazing technological feat, but ultimately this trip made me remember that the best cameras are the ones that are on us that we are able to use to capture certain memories, even if those photos aren't necessarily the best ones. That's it for today. Let me know what you guys think about this video and of course the tech that I featured. If you have any questions, comment down below. That's it for today. If you want to see how I use my tech on a daily basis, find me online. That's LAZADA_ on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Until next time.